the last episode, I went to my local dive shop to get all my gear tuned up, tested everything out in the pool, traveled to Costa Rica to shoot tuna in the Pacific Ocean. Now join me as we jump into day 2 of this wild adventure. All right, you guys, we made it out. Coming after for day 2 over here in the Pacific. We got a new crew with us. Actually, not a new crew, but we got a new guide. This is Noah. Noah, say what's up.
What's going on?
This is actually Sean's younger brother. We're gonna put him to the test. We're gonna do a little Venn diagram and see who's better, where they compare in the middle. Set the bar pretty high. 2 tuna, and then we'll see. Let's see what depth charge has. We're gonna do the same thing we did yesterday, launch it from the beach, and then we're gonna send it running, gunning for the tunas. Fingers crossed we get into them, and I'll see you guys out there on the ocean. Now do it. Now put it on it. There we go. There we go.
Nice and gentle, guys. These dolphin are really chill right now, so try not to hit them all in the water. Let's do it. Nice and easy in the water. Nice and easy in the water.
All right, you guys, welcome underwater and welcome to the voiceovers. You can go ahead and take this dive with me. You see how incredible this sea life is, especially compared to the last video, but those were all spinner dolphin right in the picture. And as I get deeper, you saw the little flashes in the distance, and that's exactly what the tuna look like. And when we get closer, and it is such a sight to see. Noah's on top of me. I extend the 120 Rob Allen timberline, aim mid body, and I hit that sucker literally right in the tail. It's like probably a 3 to 4 inch space from the top of the tail to the bottom in the area that I hit it, and luckily that drop bar hit it and deployed absolutely most perfectly.
Woo! Got one! Got one, dude! Right through the meat, baby!
Now that I have the gun secure, it's time for the battle to begin. And we need the fighting float, and I'll talk you through this as we go. So I just get the fighting float, I start going up, and whenever I gain some on the line, I do a little uni knot, really easy. That way, if the fish pulls it and it slips through the tuna clip, it stops at that knot, so I don't have to backtrack and it take even longer than it's supposed to. So now once I get all the way up these last couple pulls, there's the shooting line. I do one last little uni knot, grab the backup gun from Noah, and now it's time to make a drop and put a backup shot in the fish. And I usually like doing, well, the best thing to do is just to use a reel gun, and if the fish takes off, just let the reel gun go. Or you'll see on a later fish that I shoot a trick I do with the reel gun. But you want to make sure you take your time on these backup shots. Noah's down there with me. Line up the headshot, and he turned right as I pulled the trigger. And it was a secure shot, but unfortunately it was right through the mouth. At least I didn't mess up any of the meat, and we're gonna for sure land this fish at this point.
What a backup shot.
Let's go.
That was not a great shot. That slip tip looks funky. Looks like it didn't go all the way through.
Now, one thing I've learned getting these fish is whenever you get them up to the surface, if you try to grab them, they're just gonna bolt. So you want to try to get a knife in their head. And you see him just making these passes, but 100% this thing still has a lot of fight left in him. He makes one more pass, and I believe it's right about now is when I hit him right in the sweet spot.
Very good job. You want the tail? Bro, that was gorgeous, dude. That was so sick. Is it little? Is it little? Is the one you shot bigger? Look at it. Let me see.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Here, hop in real quick. Let me get a picture of you and your fish.
You get it, Fitz? Yeah.
That was unreal. So beautiful. The life was everywhere. First drop, doubled up. Spencer shot his. You saw the aftermath. And look at this. Noah's doing ikejime.
Yep, that's right.
And so what does this do?
This relaxes all the muscles in the fish and releases all the lactic acid and anything built up from the fight.
So you just take off the tail.
Break the tail off, and then you look for the top section here. There's a little channel.
I see it.
That you see this little yellow white thing in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You grab your wire, you pass it through that little channel right there. And as it runs to the fish,
look at it. Look at all the everything quiver.
And it'll find its way up to there. And I think your second shot probably hit it in the spine somewhere because the shaft can't make it all the way to the head, but
yeah.
Definitely. No, there was no second shot. The first shot got to hit the spine, boy.
And that just makes the meat that much more tender, that much more delicious. And we also bleed them, like you saw. We just cut the gills and just bleed out the fish, get all the bloodline out. And that's the advantage of harvesting fish sustainably. Just like, you know, we picked which ones we wanted to shoot too. So just what an incredible experience. That was unreal. Doing the same thing.
I love the elbow to snap it
I love the karate shot to the elbow.
Yeah.
Oh no!
it adds a lot of flair. Yeah, if you don't use the elbow, it kind of hurts your hands.
Beautiful fish,
Look
man.
at the fins. Everything should flicker.
I wish we had a fishery like this in the United States still that we could use. But unfortunately, gotta go to Bahamas to get that.
I brained him, but
I can't hear you.
if that makes a difference.
I said,
No,
we
it's
had
just
this
getting
fishery in the United
coffee
States
back
still.
Still got a what?
Why'd you cut holes in your ears?
I can feel it on my
I
belly.
can't hear.
Oh really? You can feel all
I
the
do. I
muscles?
got it.
Yeah.
Here.
That's wild. So all the muscles start twitching, and that's it, just like releasing all the lactic acid and just like
I
kind
need a full size hole like that.
of releasing all that high-strung
That's
energy.
full-size. That's finger
Yeah,
roll.
it's
That's so
just
good.
unbelievable. Beautiful butterballs. We're gonna
Yeah,
bring
hey,
meat
get a
home.
shot of that.
I'm gonna get one more. Oh, look at that, bro. That's unbelievable. So sick. All right, look at that. Look at that. See it twitching?
It was way bigger the first time, but yeah, that's awesome.
It was doing like gnarly twitches. Look at that. Bone marrow. Oh, dude, I wanted to have some. No, I don't want that. Eating some spinal fluid, some bone marrow. It's good for you. Has collagen.
No flavor at all. It's
Has
just
collagen in
water.
it.
I think my joints are rejuvenating already.
Your elbow feels great.
My hand's healing.
All right, I'm gonna go back. I want to get number 2 for me, and then I'll be
That's
set.
actually really.
I went ahead and gave Spencer the GoPro off my head so he could get some third-person action shots of spearing. Unfortunately, we didn't get any third-person. He gets a shot of me whiffing. So I go ahead and make a drop here real quick. All the dolphin are under me. You can see him off in the distance. And that's about whatever the time I wanted to make a drop. He came down. Unfortunately, I went down and got vortexed with a bunch of tuna, but I was being extremely selective at this point. It was still early in the day. I was going for kind of really big ones just because I wanted to make sure I got sufficient amount of meat, and I'm only gonna get one more fish. You see all these tuna right in front of me. I'm just being very selective, really just sitting there enjoying the sight, and it was unbelievable, especially having good visibility like this and this many tuna is really, it's tough to make that line up. But I went ahead, came up from this dive, made another drop, see all the tuna down there, and you'll see my spear kind of take off after one of these fish. That one at the top of the screen right there, I just barely missed. I shot a little under it and a little bit behind it. If I had led the fish a little more, I didn't realize how far it was. But you see that 120, it has plenty of punch to land these tuna, but you definitely have to make sure you're within range. Here we switch over to Jake's GoPro, and he's using the 130 Devilfish by Coatsman with an 8mm shaft, so he has a little bit more range, a little bit more punch to get through the fish, and it is a double roller. So it's, like I said, it just has a little bit extra punch. He goes down, takes a pretty long shot on this fish. And I don't know if he lands this one, I'm not positive. But he's starting to close the gap. He's got his eyes set on a fish. And yeah, he definitely secures a shot in that fish. Actually, I think this one pulls out. I think it was just a little bit out of range. And you could see it. It was a stretch. But fortunately, this fish is going to survive, and he'll be perfectly fine. And he's just going to learn from his mistakes and try to land a shot on another fish. This is a great dive, again, from Jake's camera. And it was the next time we dove, and we're just trying to get ahead of these dolphin. And once we see the dolphin cruise by, or even if they don't cruise by, we're just like, shoot, let's make a drop. There's dolphin off in the distance, but sure enough, here come all the tuna right under us, and this is a good size one. And it comes right by me. You see me on the left side of the screen. I kind of got a little scared because if that thing wraps you up, it could seriously drown you. These fish, the power in these fish are no joke. And you'll see when we try to land this guy at the boat, it gets wild.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Dude, this is definitely one of the better ones I think I've seen.
Now, every time we do this, it's pretty much the same scenario. Try to pull, gain on the fish, and you see Jake doing the same exact thing I do. Do a little quick uni knot, and he's gonna grab the backup gun and make a dive to try to get a secure shot in this fish. And I do like the fact that we are shooting our own fish and also backing up our own fish, and that's an advantage of this kind of diving, because now the float is holding the fish still, not another diver, or not you and your buddy going down to put a backup shot. Really good backup shot in this fish, and the fight is not over yet, and you'll see what happens. Maybe you can learn from it in just a minute, but you'll see something that Jake does. Unfortunately, it just happens, but we'll make sure we learn from the mistakes.
Bro.
It's
Bro, that's a good one. That's a good one, dude. That's a beautiful fish.
It's kind of a unique situation, we'll just say that. So this is Jake trying to sneak up, put a stick the fish, and as he stuck it, the fish just darted right out of his hands, and he ended up cutting right through the fillet.
I almost had him. I stuck him good.
And look at that, the fish just it just pulls the line all back in. We try to keep everything organized inside of the panga, but it just so much power. We just have to let the fish go, let the floats go do their work again.
Dude, that second shot through his heart and through his brain. I don't know what the f is going on. Dude, he got the stone shot with the gaff. What the f am I doing, dude? God. Bro, that was so awesome. That thing was a battler.
I was right next to you when you shot.
You were?
I saw him, like he went right by me and whew, went right by me. I was like, oh shit, let me get clear of the line.
Oh God. That's so sick. That was wild. Bro.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's fight too.
That was a gnarly fight, dude. That was intense. Those things aren't as weak as you
I
think.
saw a really.
Look at that drop barb implant though. Get that on there.
Look at that
Shout
drop
out to
bar.
Rob
That
Allen
drop
for
bar
that,
worked
dude.
really well.
Good job, Rob.
That drop bar. Top down.
It was kind of like 50-50, I guess. So, somewhat broadside, somewhat down.
So this is pretty much my most beautiful dive of the trip. You see all the dolphin just loving life. There's a baby dolphin right there in the middle. They're all so chill, just hanging out. And at this point, I'm just in awe on how beautiful this sea life is. I make a drop, sure enough, I see all the tuna down below. Those are those little like shimmering bits down there. And there's some really good size ones in this school. And as I go down, at this point, we're like, shoot, the day's kind of ending. We've been kind of hit or miss on fish. Perfect shot right through that fish. But it wasn't so perfect, to believe it or not, just because the way I hit it, it allowed the fish to fight so much harder. And this fish wasn't much bigger than the one I shot earlier, but the fight is even more intense than the fight that Jake just had on his really big one of the day. And you'll just watch this pan out and watch this crap show happen, but also just an incredible experience while I get after this fish.
I need a fighting float. That was a good one. That was the biggest one I saw. Unbelievable, dude.
Now, as I'm fighting this fish, just here come a school of hundreds and thousands of these tuna. And this run of them just doesn't end. So we go down. This fish needs to get a backup shot. But I just am enjoying the moment right now of going down and just swimming with all of these monster tuna. And every one of these fish is over 50 pounds. You know, some are bigger, some are smaller than, like, close to 50, but they are all over 50 pounds. And just to see this many fish, it's so incredible. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I just had to make sure my GoPro was really turned on, because this is an experience that really is like an experience of a lifetime, and I'm soaking it up.
It's incredible, dude.
Now, after enjoying that moment, now it's time to put a backup shot in this fish. Grab the reel gun, and the amount of, and look, see, there's still fish coming. Like, I had to get the reel gun from the boat, and then the tuna are just still around. It was just such an amazing experience. But I want to make sure I take my time on this fish. I'm so mellow, just so calm, and I put, honestly, what I thought was a really good backup shot in this fish, but apparently Spencer thought differently, and you'll hear us bicker about it at the surface. It was pretty funny and entertaining. So obviously that fish is not going anywhere, and what I actually do with this is I attach the reel gun to the fighting float, because at this point, you know, the line is pulled up, everything else is going to be freehand, so you're not going to do any more pulls on the float or on the tuna clip or anything like that. So I go ahead and click the gun to the fighting float, and you'll see what this fish does. It's unbelievable the amount of power these things have. And you see this fish isn't like a giant, it's a healthy fish, but man, the amount of fight this thing has is next level. And that's with 2 spears in him. So he's just kind of mellow right now. I have my knife drawn. I'm gonna go down, try to get a backup shot in. This thing just has a burst of energy and just sends it straight down. Pulls the fighting float, the spear, everything all the way down. And we had the float, the main float in the boat. He pulled all the way down and started tombstoning the float again. And this isn't the last time.
God damn, bro. I tried, dude. That was like a... Bro, that was almost a perfect shot. I was like, maybe...
So in any person's eye, this fish looks like he's pretty spent. I stabbed him, I think, 2 or 3 times in the head already. He still has this shaft in him, and nope, he still has plenty of life. He starts sounding again, pulling everything down again. And these are 3 atmosphere floats, which is a lot to pull down. I mean, it'll float, like a human could lay on top of the float and just be floating on top of the water. And this fish is just ripping it down to the depth. And of course, Spencer keeps complaining about my backup shot when... Comment below if you think that was a decent enough backup shot rather than a stone shot. If it's not going to stone him, at least that's better than nothing. But yeah, again, coming down, making sure I'm steering clear of the lines because I don't want to get wrapped up and get pulled down or wrapped around my fin and lose my fin. I keep trying to gaining on this fish, try to get another stab in the head. And he has a different plan. Goes ahead and pulls everything back down again. It's insane.
Dude, the power on these things are so respectable. It is unbelievable.
The second shot, you have to be like just.
Dude, you shut up. You're gonna be quiet.
Just wait till it bring it all the way up. You could easily just.
Dude, I was like maybe a millimeter off the mark. I know, it's crazy. He's fighting like he's big. I don't think he's huge.
Where's second shot on Earth?
Bro, I stabbed it 4 times in the head with my knife, and you're complaining about the second shot. Look at that fucking shot.
Yeah, it's bad. Spine. Spine. Only spine. No head.
Because you're a pro. You should have taken the backup shot. I guarantee you.
I should have.
Bullshit. That was a fucking prime backup shot.
At this point, I'm honestly just hoping that with this, so many stabs in the head, the spears inside of him, that he just gives up. And sure enough, we get a hold of the spears, and I think that actually did a really hurting. I think I brained him at that point. And honestly, I think the brain is a little farther forward, like right between the eyes, and I was just stabbing a little bit too far back.
Bro, he was down there. Unbelievable. Look at that slip tip, or the drop barb. Worked perfectly. That was incredible diving. Holy smokes.
Good job, dude.
Dude, vortex. This guy was down there. I was getting vortexed by so many. There were so many. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
Oh my God, they're such beautiful fish.
Way
Respectable power, bro. Unbelievable.
They were just
Demand your
lagging
respect.
behind.
Demand
That was
your
a lot of
respect.
fish altogether. Dude, there was hundreds.
They're unbelievable. You
Yeah, it's
grab it?
amazing the whole water column was
Grab
yeah.
that tail, Spence. I'm gonna get you pulling it in.
Oh, I'll feed the shaft.
Oh, you got that on that side?
Nice. Watch your back. Watch your back. Watch your back.
I just didn't see that tune on the ground.
No, you're all right. You're all right. I just didn't want you to trip and then trip into Chopa. I know. I couldn't remember. So.
You guys, that is absolutely amazing. Underwater, this guy, he's not even like a monster, but the amount of power that this thing has is so respectable and unbelievable that, I mean, it could drown you. And it made like probably 4 runs and just sunk the fighting float like multiple times, trying to stab it in the head. It had 2 shafts in it. Just so much respect for these fish. And like the people that like, you know, buy their stuff in the store, you have no idea like the amount of power that you're freaking consuming. And I don't know, just get out there and diving with these things. It's just, it's next level, and just it gives you such an appreciation and understanding of what absolute weapons these guys are underwater. I mean, they're underwater missiles. They're freaking wild. But glad I could take you guys along with this. This is something to remember. Gosh, there's so many. It's so beautiful. Oh,
It was so beautiful.
gosh.
Shout out to Rob though.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out.
That drop bar, bro, worked its magic. Straight through, you saw it, just right through the other side, and it was hauling butt with it crossways, and once it engaged, right there, just sat there and stuck to him, and it allowed the fish to fight without the spear bending or tearing out. Like, I only used 1 shaft this entire trip, shot 2 fish, and
I used 1 shaft and 1 drop barb. I shot all my fish, and Spencer shot his fish with that gun, so these things can hold up to the test.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. If you have any comments, comment below. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. I'm just so stoked. This is unbelievable. So while I was shooting that fish before, this is Jake's GoPro on the same drift. And you see how many dolphin there are, and it's like how do things not hang out with this pot of dolphin, because there's such a like mass amount of food opportunity, And Jake on this dive actually shoots, misses, reloads, and makes a drop and shoots again, which is unheard of because normally you have one shot and you're done. He goes down, tries to top down on one of these fish. Actually, no, he doesn't. He's just kind of taking his time, but he does shoot at a fish. That was kind of swimming away, took a long shot, but he comes up and is like, okay, I'm gonna have to reload, we'll reset, try to make another drift. But sure enough, as he's reloading, I'm just gonna let this clip play out, uncut. You see him reloading, and you'll actually see how that drop barb loads.
I ain't even gonna lie, I completely missed, bro. I was in like so awe. I was in so much awe right there.
And I want you guys to see how long it takes to load that double roller and how impressive that he gets another shot without even hopping back in the boat. And you just see all these fish. It's just incredible. And this is whenever the run came, whenever I was down there admiring with my fish waiting to get the backup shot. This whole time, Jake is just reloading, doing his thing. And you'll see that drop barb, how it works. And again, you'll see it at the end of the video. How effective it is.
I need a load assist, Jack.
But I'm just gonna let this clip run out, and then I'll see you guys here in just a minute.
Yo, can you call them? I need a load assist. There's things on the back of the boat, the little bands. Muchas gracias. They gone now? That was cool.
It was fucking.
Bro, I like missed. I was just like so awe like how many there was. I was like, oh my god. My brain was just like enjoying it. And I was chasing it and I was like, why am I doing that?
Like right in front of you, and you're like, no, I
Yeah,
have a far one.
yeah, that was stupid, but it was fun.
Great footage if my GoPro.
They're still right there, they're still right there. I need it. Oh, no. That's ridiculous. I missed and reloaded and still got one. That's cheating, bro. That's cheating. That's awesome. That's awesome. you think? We can work out later, I think. We'll put one there for safety.
Just want to show everybody, if you do tune these drop barbs correctly, they freaking work. I put a very poor shot in this fish, right in the belly. Came out the bottom of his belly, and not a problem at all. A little bit of tearing, but I mean, gosh, that is wonderful.
All right, you guys, we're cleaning everything up. Fellas in the back, starting to slice and dice some fish. We're gonna run in, and I'll see you guys back at the crib. That was just an unbelievable day. Don't go anywhere. All right, you guys, we made it to a restaurant in this place by the beach. If you wanna know, let me know in the comments below or shoot me a DM. Look at this. This is just one.
Course one.
That's course one. That's just the appetizer. It's a bunch of tuna tartare, chips, plantain chips, rice, and we still got something else coming for you, so don't go anywhere. We're gonna dive into this. It is so good. All right, you guys, what a view that is. Last night was amazing. We had an awesome dinner and thoroughly enjoyed that tuna, but right now I'm just over here drinking my coffee, soaking in the beautiful vibes out here. I love taking you guys on adventures like this, just opening your eyes to different things you can do around the world, traveling, spearfishing, and just enjoying everything life has to offer. And if you want to show a little bit extra, my OG subscribers, consider becoming a YouTube member. That keeps the grind going, keeps me pumping out videos, and I love all the current members. You guys are absolute legends. And I even have taken members out on the water just to show my appreciation for the support you guys give me. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and give it a subscribe. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up. And like always, I will see you guys next week for another adventure. Later.